Hello everyone, in this video we will be creating a small project of a countdown timer. So like many of these videos, there is a voiceover, so when you assign this lesson to your students, they can just play this lesson that I'm going to play for you guys and listen to the voiceover and answer any questions if there are any. So let's get started. How to code a countdown timer. Click on Get Started to begin, or watch the video to be redirected to the YouTube video that shows how. There's also a student workbook, so if you assign this as an assignment in your classroom, it will be a remixable template. The blocks are already there and the students just have to connect the blocks together to make the code work. So let's get started. Take a look at this page. We will be creating this countdown, which counts down from 10 seconds. So let's break this down into a couple of steps. First, we want to set the value for the countdown, in this case 10. Then we want to loop and decrement by 1, or subtract by 1, to count down. So 10, 9, 8, 7, etc. After 10 seconds, then we want to go to the next page. So this project requires the use of number variables, and we'll take a look at how that works in the next pages. So number variables are, well, first of all number variables and things regarding number variables are blue. And we will be using 3 blocks regarding number variables. The first one is decrement, which is to subtract by a certain value. So since we are going to be counting down, we'll be decrementing by 1. And we'll also be using a variable equals value block. So take a second to take a look at these objectives, and we'll go through each of these steps in the next pages. Step 1. Set the value for the countdown. We first need to create a number variable. Variables are containers that hold a value. So on page start, we need to then set this number variable equal to a value. And the value that we choose is the number we want to count down from. You can see the pink arrow showing where you need to set the value. So in our case, what do we put for the value if we want to count down from 10? So when the page starts, we need to set the value that we're going to count down from. And in this example, we're counting down from 10, so the value would be 10. Here is the code to set the value for the countdown to be 10. You'll notice that we've created a variable and called it timer. You can really name this whatever you want, but you have to make sure that whatever variable name you choose is also the same exact name that you put in the layout design. Since we are counting down from 10, the value should be 10. When you press preview, you should see that the countdown starts and stays at 10. So you might be asking, what are the curly brackets for? The curly brackets, or mustache, surround the variable. When the code runs, the variable's value will replace this part. So when you click on the preview button, you will run your code and you will no longer see the curly brackets. So the curly brackets will disappear, timer will disappear, and instead you'll have the value of the variable. So let's take a look at step 2. Step 2, count down from that value. So when the page starts, we want to wait 1 second before decrementing the variable by 1. What that means is that we will subtract 1 from the current value. So 10, then 9, then 8, etc. We want to repeat this, so we will loop step 1 and 2 a certain amount of times. How many times do we loop? So take a moment to think about how many times we should loop. And basically you just select and you'll have a list of numbers from, I believe, 1 to 60, and you could choose a number. So how many times do we loop? Let's see. Here is the code to loop and decrement the number variable. In this example, since we are counting down from 10, we are decrementing by 1 and looping 10 times. Let's continue. The last step is to go to the next page after the 10-second countdown is completed. Here I have 3 blocks. How many seconds do I wait? So how many seconds do I wait before I go to the next page? Let's see. Here's the code to wait and then go to the next page. You'll notice that we are using the same on-page start block from step 1. However, you can use another on-page start block if you want. So on page start, we're doing 2 things at the same time. We're setting the variable equal to the value of 10. And we're going to then wait, and after we finish waiting, go to page 3. So let's put it all together. Let's take a look at the full code. So there's 3 steps to this project. Step 1, create a variable that we called timer, and we set this variable to the countdown value, which is 10. Step 2, we will then loop and decrement by 1 the variable 10 times. And finally, on page start, we'll wait 10 seconds before going to the next page. So take a moment to think about, what if we want to change the countdown to countdown from, let's say, 20 or 30 or 40. What do we change? And how many places do we change? Let's take a look. So, what if I want to change the number I'm counting down from? Well, that's easy. All you have to do is change 10 to the number that you want to count down from. Check out the pink circles to where you'll need to make your changes. What variable do you need to use to create a countdown timer? So, what variable do you need to use? Text, number, or Boolean? Number. That's correct. And now you can code your own timer. Thanks for watching this video, and check out our other videos for more tutorials. Thank you. Bye-bye.